Did a cracking interview last night with only still 35 cents. Guy who I think was on your channel a couple of weeks ago, Rob.
Yes,
Australia,
Dave, phenomenal gentleman.
It was great show, so check that one out. We've got Bo. Nice to see you both. Thank you so much for joining. Your only slabs we've just been talking about was incredible. It's funny how things turn out, isn't it? Because we talked about doing this art show, and then you've done only slabs and a load of sketch covers, which was just great. And so
completely unplanned.
Yeah, some stunning covers, I have to say. And we've got Southern Comic Geek. Good to see you as well, my friend. So, chaps, we've got 22 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Please do make sure you check out Past Point Comics, Rob Fat Stacks, and the Patron of Comic Arts on Instagram and on YouTube. Give them a like, a follow, a subs, and all that kind of stuff. And please do consider going over to Rob's channel and checking out Comics Curing Cancer, the charity that him and some colleagues work towards. Incredible charity. So please consider supporting that. Okay, guys. Let's talk about some comic art, should we? We've got a fair few books to get through tonight, so I thought what we'd do is we'd make one person large. We'll talk about their 5 books and we'll just kind of rotate around. For those in the chat, I am going to do a giveaway later on tonight as well, so there will be some free comics and things as we go. But Efren, can we start with you, mate? Let us try and find the right button to make you big.
Sure.
Let's see what you've got. Show a couple of books.
I started getting commissions like had no idea what commissions were like over 10 years ago. I've seen a lot of people walking the con hallways with blank covers. And I go, what is that? You know, so that's what got me going with commissions. This is probably my favorite one. I had this done in 2015. It's by George Perez. This was at a small con here in Southern California, and it's The Flash right here.
That's cracking. Chaps, sorry, I should have said this is very relaxed, very free flowing. So just jump in, ask questions, whatever you want, just chat away, okay?
And he actually even drew the back like Flash, you know,
nice.
You know. So yeah, I had this done in 2015. I got a small con, and I didn't get it graded at the time. I got it graded afterwards by authenticated by CBCS, you know. So it was like one of my favorite ones. You know.
So was this one of the? Because what I remember when he was around and he was doing the con circuit, he would do these $40 sketches. Is that one of those?
Yes, basically. It didn't cost me. It was less than 50. I know that. It was really inexpensive. Yeah. So this one he did really quick. He asked me if I wanted Wally West, you know, or the original Flash. I had no idea. I forgot even what I said. You know, they all look the same to me, to be honest. I said to him.
I don't think you can really tell from that one way or the other.
Yeah, he asked me. I said, I don't know. You know, basically. But yeah, this is like my favorite one from George Perez back in 2015.
It's really interesting there, Efren. Sorry, mate, just show us it again. I smiled when I saw it because I remember you showing me that one a little while ago.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big George Perez fan. I've picked up it's very, very similar to that. A raw copy with pretty much the same image on. So that, I don't know, I mean, you guys are more experienced than me. I don't know if that's a kind of a standard drawn that he does because he's familiar with it or what.
He did it really quick. This took less than 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He just drew it, and you know, he's probably so used to doing it, you know, and he had a long line, so he just did it within a matter of minutes.
Yeah, I think when you get those quick sketches, they tend to be pretty simple. You know, they have a template in their head of what they kind of do, and then tweak it slightly for these quick sketches. But
so let us ask you, chaps, then. First question to you. Just looking at that one again. Sorry, Efren. Just hold it up again, mate.
You love
it. I love it. I do love it. We get quite a few of this kind of sketch, this black and white sketch. Are you guys ever tempted to take that to a colorist and get a smidge of color put on it?
I'll tell you this. That depends on the colorist. And in my opinion, it's rare when they get it right.
Really?
I think there's some inkers that try to be colorist and they do a horrible job. That's my opinion. And there are other people who do amazing work. One person that I think does amazing work on his own work is Ron Friends. Anytime he does a commission, it'll be pencils or black and white. But if you ever ask him to color it, he does an amazing job in his own work. So it's you take a chance by getting it colored depending on the colorist. Another one that's good is what's his name? Who does Jim Lee's artwork right now?
Scott Williams.
Yeah, Tom names. That's his inker.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sean.
His name eludes me, but he's been known to do really good work on pieces
Alex
like
Sinclair.
Yes, thank you, Alex Sinclair. Okay. He's a great colorist. I would recommend if you're going to go that way. But again, some people are purists too, where they don't want to taint it because it's just raw Perez work. So if they do something with it, they usually ask to get it printed as a blue line, and then they'll paint over it, that blue. So you have two copies, a black and white and a color version.
I mean, I love the artwork. I do love the artwork, but I am quite keen on a splash of color on them sometimes.
Sure,
you know?
But I don't think on a quick sketch like this, I wouldn't, just because it's not refined, right? There's a lot more refinement and stuff to do. However, I have had a handful of very refined, clean line inked drawings where there's like minimal shading and minimal anything else to it, where I go, man, if I had a proper colorist come in on this, would just really blow it out of the water. But
it's never done, isn't it? It's a risk you take, because I mean, with the Perez, you don't want to muck up the Perez. Do you know what I mean? It's
regardless of whether it was a Perez or anything else, it's just
Terry's saying it looks more like a Barry than a Wally. Going by the ears, I guess. Sorrel, nice to see you, bud.
I don't know.
This is interesting, guys. Well, it is for us. We've got a store over here called B&M, and we've just discovered that they're doing these blind bags of comics, which we don't see over here in the UK in the normal stores. So Sorrel's picked one up today. You guys, I think Chris used to do videos on them Walmart kind of bag things, Rob. So they're doing a similar kind of thing over here now. So yeah, they look interesting, guys. They look interesting. Bang on for me, Rob. In cases like this, the colorist would be more or less doing the drawing without guides and details. Yeah, I think you've got to be careful. Good first one there, friend. Nice book, mate.
This second one is a little bit different. This is a remark and signatures on it. This is Secret Wars number 8. It was signed and sketched by Michael Zeck and John Beatty, and signed by Stan B and other guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Secret Wars 8. I've never heard of this book.
Yeah.
It's low key, Rob. It's low key, mate. Yeah. Nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I should find a copy or two to give away.
Yeah.
It probably's in your box, Rob.
I already gave one away.
No, wow.
Efren, just explain to the guys at home what the difference between a kind of a sketch is and a remark.
I didn't know myself until, about 5+ years ago. Somebody asked me if I wanted to put a remark on a book. I go, what is that? A remark is like you can see it right here. A Spider-Man's a remark. They actually, draw it on there. It's not a sketch. I'm not sure how long it took. And then you see one here of Venom right here, a remark.
So it's a smaller, usually quicker kind of drawn. And I don't know what you guys your experience is, but I've had variable results. I've had some stunning remarks, and I've had some horrendous remarks.
I was commenting earlier on my show. We were saying that the evolution of the remark has been remarkable in the last couple of years, because I would say probably like 3-4 years ago, everything you got was pretty much, it was a Sharpie, a quick doodle Sharpie thing. And even then, yes, you had varying quality. But now I'm seeing more and more of these where they're introducing 2 or 3 colors and doing really elaborate, very small detail work. They're still very quick compared to doing a full-blown commission cover. But they're really, it's like almost some of these artists are like deciding that this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to one up everybody. And it's been crazy how good some of these remarks are getting.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
It varies because depending on the artist. So, for example, I know Umberto Ramos will do a quick remark. I think it's $100 of Spider-Man in full color. But then if it's newer characters he created, like Spider-Boy, there's like an upcharge of like another $25 or something like that. So it's like some creators will do a flat remark fee. Other times they'll do an upgraded fee based on the character that they're most associated with. So, for example, Dan Jurgens, if you ask him to do Cyber Superman or Doomsday, there's an upcharge for that as well.
Really?
So just keep that in mind.
And also for anything, signatures or commissions, if you send them to CGC, they upcharge too a little bit more, but like 20, $25, depends on the artist. If they know you're going to CGC or getting encapsulated, they'll just automatically charge more.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice, Efren. What you got next?
This one I had done a couple years ago. It's by an artist called Livio Ramondelli. He's moderately priced. It's a good price for this. It's an Iron Man #1. He did I asked him to do like a 1960 Iron Man or early age Iron Man for me.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Livio does some incredible work. He does some, I mean, you got me onto him. I've got showed it on your show, Rob, a Grimlock sketch cover.
Oh,
He does some great Transformers books. He's amazing. I love the color work on that as well.
Yeah, he did this in a matter of hours, and it was a good price. It wasn't that expensive.
Very cool.
My next one is X-Men #1. It was signed and sketched by Adam and Andy Kubert back in 2015 of Wolverine and Jean Grey here.
You've gone out slightly out of focus there.
Oh, okay, hang on. Let me stop.
When you said X-Men 1, I was thinking, crikey, you've not remarked an X-Men 1, have you?
Hang on for a second here.
Sketch. You've gone.
How's that?
Yep, you're back.
Yep.
So this one I had done by Adam and Andy Kubert.
Wow. I like that. I like that a lot. Have you guys got any Adam Kubert in your collections?
I have a sketch that Adam did for me years ago for free when he was working on Superman for DC. And that was just a quick head sketch in my sketchbook. But beyond that, no. I think now he charges something like a small headshot. He'll do it at a con that he's showing up, first come, first serve. If you order online for like $300. It's a little larger than a sketch card, but he puts a lot of detail into it. And it's a good size, and so it's certainly cheaper than getting original artwork from him. Yeah. So,
I've got a. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys had it over in the States. Well, you will have. Sorry, the shopping channel, QVC, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Dynamic Forces used to have back in the day a big kind of section on that, and they used to come over to the UK. And my then fiance got me a Memories of Onslaught lithograph. From them, and it had a Kubert sketch on the bottom of the Hulk, and it's lovely. It's really nice. I don't think she paid a great deal for it, but I mean that was probably 25 years ago. I dare say it's worth a little bit more now. But yeah, lovely books to have. Efren, I loved these images and Wolverine there made.
My last one. One of the things I like about when you get a commission, you can basically ask the artist if they can draw something that you want specifically done. It's not in a regular comic book. And this idea just popped in my head. This is X-23, but I asked the artist, his name was Jose Verase, to draw her like as a cyborg.
Oh,
all right.
Let me put it over here. You can see it without the glare.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's a good artist. From the Philippines, too, right?
He's from where?
I think he's from the Philippines.
Oh, is he? I didn't ask him. But yeah, he was a very nice guy. And I said, hey, can you do something different? He said, sure. I think they like it when you challenge them a little bit, what to do for you, out of the norm, so to speak.
Do you guys then ever kind of, I mean, I don't know if I'm fooling myself, but I had in my head sometimes that if you say to an artist, draws your favorite character or draws something that you enjoy drawing, you sometimes get perhaps a sketch that's a bit more love gone into it, a bit more time gone into it. Do you ever do that, or do you always go with a specific?
Almost all of mine. I usually go in with like a list of several characters.
Yeah.
And because I have various different things I'm trying to get commissioned at any given time, and I'll give them, say, hey, I'd like to get, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's a list of characters. Pick whichever one you want to do most. And then I generally give very minimal instructions, like, oh, I want it dynamic instead of a portrait or just a portrait or whatever else, and kind of really let them go on their own, what they want to do. Yeah. Give them a budget and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm going to do. And
that's what I tend to do.
I've not done that just because.
Me neither.
For me, it's like it depends on the artist. So the other day, a friend of mine through a Facebook forum was able to get me an Adam Hughes piece. I didn't ask for Catwoman or Poison Ivy, what he's mainly known for. I instead asked for Batman, and I got a lot of good responses from it just because it's out of his wheelhouse. and it's not something he normally would draw. But the fact that he did, it seemed like he put more detail into the piece. So I think it depends on anybody really. Like if you want to do that, that's cool. For me, it's like I want to figure out what they're good at, and then what I'm interested in, and have those two meet together and see.
Yeah. And that's why I usually will give a range, not it won't be completely, whatever you want. No, because I'm going to be paying for this. But like, okay, hey, I look at your art, here's something. Here's a list of like three to four characters or something that I want to get, that I think you'd be good, your style would be good for, type of thing.
The only time I do that is if the artist asks, because I know they want options. They get bored with doing it. So I know there was one artist that requested like 10 options. I'm like, okay, I gave him 10 options of commissions, and he chose one of them. So yeah,
it's risky, I guess. So I got a book done recently via a CGC thing. I've done a video on it, where basically I said to the artist, this is what I would like, but if this is not something you want to do as your favorite character. And he did his favorite character, and it's someone I don't know, I don't recognize, I've got no kind of love for. And I was like, oh, right, that's not what I want. But that's my fault. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a risk, I guess.
I mean, I've had a free piece done for me that I wish was never done. I'd rather not have it. I wasn't crazy about it at all. Really? So it's not like I can rip it out or anything. I'm like, I'll leave. I learned a lesson there. So
yeah. Right, Efren. You got another one to show? Or was that your 5?
Oh, that was 5.
That was 5. Good stuff. Thank you, bud. Rob, you're up. What have we got?
Yeah, and remember, I'm cheating. I'm doing 6 and 6. Sorry, guys.
You're on fat stacks. You do what you want. You know what I mean?
I'll go quick. I'll go quick on. I'll try to go quick on. So this first one is for each stack though. One stack is all black and white. One stack is color. So this stack is the black and whites. This is actually the first example of what we were kind of talking about. I like to look at artists that are going to shows. I like to do when I go to shows, I like to try to book commissions ahead of time and arrange stuff ahead of time. And I'll ship out books because all of mine are on blanks.
Yeah.
Chris, the comic vet, introduced me to the world of sketch covers, and I fell in love with them. And so I'll look at various artists that are going to be at shows, and I like to look and see, okay, what does their art look like, and try to imagine of the different things I like, and I'm interested in what is their style going to align with. And I saw this artist. I just got this done at WonderCon this year. I saw this artist, a gentleman by the name of Death Designs, and he had a lot of these monochromatic style.
Okay.
They look really impressive. And I thought to myself instantly, monochromatic, classic silver, golden age screen type characters. So I went with the Rocketeer. I said, I want a Rocketeer punching a Nazi. And this is what I got, including the teeth flying out of the Nazi's face.
I love that, Rob. That's
that's a beautiful piece.
And it's just absolutely phenomenal. He's actually doing a piece for us at Comic Screen Cancer. He's doing a Shocker from the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's doing that on a sketch cover that he's donating to Comics Curing Cancer this year.
Sorry, Rob. We've got Madam in the chat. Nice to see you, Madam. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for joining.
What I love most about that cover is it says "break free," and he's also breaking teeth.
Yeah.
A lot going on with that
one. This one I got Heroes Con. I don't know if this would have been 2 years ago. I picked this up. Heroes Con. This is actually one I didn't commission, but the other thing I like to do when I'm walking the cons is look at the pre-done sketch covers that are there. Oftentimes there can be covers that are really phenomenal that fit what you want, that the artist has done ahead of time, and they're cheaper than if you commission it. So this was $100 from a pure legend in Joe Staten.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just see this sitting there, and I'm like, oh, $100? You coming with me, baby. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way it doesn't.
That's stunning.
And he's still working. He's still
He
doing
is. He's actually one of the folks I have a proper commission set up with him for this Heroes Con. He's doing what I've decided is I have a bunch of JSA blanks, and I'm getting a bunch of commissions of each of the original members of the JSA. He's doing a Dr. Fate for me. And it was like,
that'll be
it was like, he's the first one I did. I went to him and I said, this is what I'm trying to do. You tell me which of the original members would you like to do? And he goes, can I do Dr. Fate? And I'm all, yes, yes, you can.
Yeah. Rob, just explain the art label to her, please, mate.
Oh, yeah. So this book, obviously, I get a lot of books where I'm not waiting to have them commissioned in front of a witness or anything else. I just get the sketch cover, like I did this one here that's in this comic capsule. Yeah. And this eventually I will send it off to CBCS to have it encapsulated and have it done. But one of the things that they do is they offer, and instead of grading, they offer the art label. And the art label is they're not going to grade it. They're just going to do the signature verification and encapsulate it. And I like to do that because sometimes you'll get these artists they'll put it on their art boards, and you'll get dirt transfers, or there's smudges from even maybe not from the artist, maybe just from your getting the book, or they might have a little damage in the corner or whatever. And at the end of the day, grading comic books, which obviously I do a lot, is to set what sets this book apart from the next one, right? The grade sets and determines the value. Well, what does it with a commission? It's the freaking art. It has nothing to do with the grade. The grade shouldn't matter. But if somebody pulls out an art book and all of a sudden it's got a 7.5 commission on it or something, it distracts you mentally, even if it shouldn't. So I really enjoy doing just the art label. Let's get that off the table, out of the discussion. Just verify the signature and let's go. They're obviously not verifying art because you can't verify art, but they're verifying just the signature.
Does CGC do it?
Pardon?
I was asking, do you know if CGC does art too?
So CGC will not do it on a sketch cover like this. Okay. They will do, like, if it's witnessed, they do, if you have like a 11x17 or 9x12 or whatever that's done, they do have a way to encapsulate, which won't be the hard shell. It's essentially they just put it in an inner well with a label that says art, but they have no plans that they've divulged to do this with this. I actually wrote into them when JSA came online to ask specifically about that, and they said no, that it would be graded, and that they would potentially, the drawing on the cover could potentially impact the grade.
It's really interesting you're saying that, Rob, because when I show my books later on, I've got what I think is a stunning commission, but it's an 8.0, and it even though I know it's in my head, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Dan's just asking, are art slabs cheaper than normal slabs?
They are, because you're not paying for the grading. So you're only paying you pay for encapsulation and you pay for the signature verification, but you don't have a grader's fee that goes along with that. So it doesn't account for much. It's only a few bucks, but it's still a little bit cheaper.
Thank you so much, Papa Wheelie. I don't have fancy video clips to show like Rob does on his channel. So, yeah, there you go. That's Rob doing it for you. Yeah. So thank you very much, Papa Wheelie. Really, really do appreciate it.
I just know that got clipped somewhere out there. And, this one was, this next one, this was one that I did send in to CGC for an artist doing commissions and signatures. And this was Dan Reba, who's an artist with the Batman animated series, and I had him do a Two-Face.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's incredible.
So this was really nice. And then when I got the book back, it also had a little quick
oh wow
post-it included. So this is just actually, I have it posted on a backer board that's in the bag. It's not encapsulated with it, but it was just kind of cool to get this nice little bonus thing from him with Mr. Cold and stuff there, or Mr. Freeze rather. And
cool.
So, that's stunning. That's really impressive. I like that.
I have a few of those blanks, and I got to one of these days submit it to. He's got a rep. Lord, the name eludes me. I'll let you guys know later. But essentially, they're a they sell animation cells and prints, but they also host a lot of these creators from Batman the Animated Series at their booth, and so they're able to do those commissions for you right then and there if you're at their convention.
Who else does a really good job on these? Peter Smith does a lot of stuff on these things. It looks really good. He's doing a Mad Hatter in the Batman animated style for me right now, which is cool. The other Dan Reeb I have is the Ventriloquist, which is we're not going to see that one today.
Yeah.
Bobby Breed.
Oh man,
I had run into him at it was called Silicon. It was a short-lived convention we had here, created by the Waz, and but Bobby Breed, he was there, and I was walking by. I was like, saw his panel of stuff, and I saw some pretty cool Mars Attacks stuff, and I'm a huge Mars Attacks fan, so I'm all right. I happen to have this Planet Comics blank in my pocket, in my bag with me. I'm like, oh, buddy, could you do? And he said, yep. And so he took this home. And that's the other trick I do a lot of times with these guys is, especially at a con, is I'll give them the book and stuff, and I take my books all pre-labeled with address labels on the back with my phone number, my email address, and my address, and I'll tell them, hey, no worries, no rush. I don't need it today necessarily. If you want to take it home and work on it at home, I'll be happy to pay for shipping. And then you get that extra quality and depth to it than you'll get with a quick con convention.
Again, that's a really interesting point, Rob, because I get a lot of mine from Thought Bubble Convention, which is the one that me and Efren went to last year, actually. And the first few years I went, I was obsessive about getting my sketch booked on the Saturday morning so I could pick it up on the Sunday. And the artists are rammed. Yeah. But then the last couple, I've just given them the books and said, just mail it back to us. And I'm pretty confident in saying that you get better quality sketch quite often when they're mailed back, because yes, you have to wait longer, but I feel like they've taken more time,
That's why I'll reach out if I can. I reach out ahead of time. A lot of artists take pre-con commissions. I sent a lot of books out to folks that are doing stuff that are bringing them to Heroes Con. But like even like the Peter Smith I talked about that I booked that one, that Mad Hatter pre-WonderCon, but things kept coming up and he bumped it on his thing and didn't get it done at WonderCon. So, I can get it done on Sunday morning. I was getting ready to leave. He's like, I can get it done by the end of the day. I'm like, oh, dude, no, I don't want you rushing at the end of the day. Yeah. Take it home, do it. I'll pay for shipping. I'm cool. Yeah. So anyways, there's Mars Attacks.
I will add that I think it's important for people viewing this to know that, you pay these gentlemen or these people, these creatives to do artwork, and they have lives, they're busy too. So it's important to be patient with them. Yeah. I know you want your art, but they have lives. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So and
you have to understand the hierarchy of commissioned work. The work that they're doing for a publisher or whatever that have timelines, that's their regular, true bread and butter. That's top priority. Yeah. Then comes, other commissions and other stuff that they're doing and, stuff like that. So I'm totally cool. Like I did have one artist that was supposed to be doing 2 commissions for me for Heroes Con this year. And she reached out to say that she wasn't going to be able to get them both done in time because she got backed up with other stuff. And I told her, no worries, here, we'll do the one, we'll do the other one down the road. I'll pay for shipping, everything else. And because they're doing stuff for one of the trading card companies right now, they're all hot to get OA sketch cards. And so they're bogged to that stuff. And I know where I fit in. I'm cool. No, don't worry about it. And then again, that's how you get better stuff. Yeah.
But also, it's one of those situations where they communicated with you that it was going to be done. And some artists do that. They're more artists than they are administrators. And so that's why some artists have reps and others that don't, that keep kicking the can down the lane. They burn bridges by not doing the things on time or in a fashion. And so,
I'll usually ask them specifically. I'll just say, you tell me, I said, I'm totally flexible time. You tell me when I should check in with you and I'll leave you alone until that. If I haven't heard from you by then I'll just check in, but
Midland Canary just saying, Thought Bubble you mentioned a few times there. A load of will go to Thought Bubble every year, so we all meet up in Weatherspoons on a Saturday night. So come and see, come and say hello, and we'll share a drink. Sorry, Rob. What else? You
Yeah,
got,
no. I like to do a mix of established artists and finding artists that are up and coming. And I will say that this artist, I've seen his, just based on the pricing that he's charging now for commissions, he has risen dramatically in the past year and a half, 2 years since I got this first one done. And this is a gentleman, Todd Beats. And I had him do a Rhino cover for me, obviously. And it is just awesome. I told him I wanted a dynamic cover, and I sure as hell got a dynamic cover.
That's stunning.
Now I want to see a fight between Hulk and Rhino.
Yeah.
So what's great is I have another one piece from him. It's a Talon from the Court of Owls, and he did a piece for us. I'm not going to spoil what, but I will say he did a piece for us in the 2025 Comics Curing Cancer art book.
All right.
I like that you said dynamic to the artist. I got to remember that next time I get one done. Hey, I want something done.
I don't want a portrait, the posed portrait.
Yeah.
I'd like something dynamic.
That's great.
Running, them moving, some kind of motion.
Yeah,
I think with Carl Allstatter, I said, could have this character? He was doing a Bluebird for me from New 52. I said, can you have like her jumping down from like the roof?
That's cool.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Different types of stuff.
People
the last one that I have in my the last of the black and whites I had is because I said I cheated. This one was a recent one. This is from Marco Santucci. I sent this blank off to Italy to have him do it. It is a wraparound. I sent him an ASM 129 blank, and I said I'd like to do the Punisher, and I said could you just maybe do take the Punisher on the cover and just zoom in on it. Was kind of my thought process. He went a completely different direction for the better. So we got his book here.
Yes.
So we started this, and this is the only bad thing about this book is with the wraparound. But so yeah, this was just phenomenal. I see that he's actually coming to the States pretty soon I saw he was on somebody's con list. A book like this is about a $300 commission, is what this runs from him.
Do wraparounds cost more? I never thought about asking them.
I didn't even ask for the wraparound.
Okay, that's awesome.
This was his style.
Yeah.
He does it quite a bit. So that's what I got for $300. I was super happy with that, obviously.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Cool. Petition against Rob showing off works. All right, so that's my black and white stack.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Right then, Jason, what have we got made?
So the first piece I was at East Coast Comic Con. It was a show that was happening a few years prior to COVID in New Jersey, not too far from New York City. And one of the co-creators of this character showed up, and my goal was to basically try to get the co-creators to draw the characters they're known for. And so this is Black Mask by Tom Mandrake.
Oh wow. Very nice.
He was doing busts, and I think he wasn't sure if he was gonna I was expecting a headshot of sorts. And he just went to town on this. He's also known for the Spectre run he did with John Ostrander, and on Batman as well. He was working on Batman, and I feel like there was another character he was working on, but it doesn't. Oh, he did a Batman, Superman, werewolves, and vampire kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
So pick that up. I wanted to try to get Neil Adams to do Ra's al Ghul, but he passed, so missed out. The second piece is a I think he's underrated artist, and he runs the Joe Kubert School.
Okay.
He worked Batman Audio Adventures comic, He, I think, worked on a Superman comic as well. He's doing some other things that he can't talk about right now. His name is Anthony Marquez.
Oh.
And I didn't Anthony Marquez.
You disappeared there for a second. Not sure what happened there.
All of a
Rob
sudden,
wanted
you
to
got
jump back in.
sexy.
Oh, what's going on?
Look at me.
Not me.
Not me. Yeah. Bloody hell. We've got possessed. Absolutely possessed. There we go. Right. Leave you on there.
Quick.
That is nice. I like that.
I like the classic,
Yeah.
the classic
me too.
style. That's just
Yeah, it's unique.
So my goal is to basically build up the Justice League. The
nice
visual-
in this style.
Yeah, and get it like
Awesome.
like this. That way I have all of them. Mind you, I have a lot of Batmans from him already on different
Yeah.
but not on the sketch covers. So
I love that. I do like that one. Very nice.
he's got a very old school quality that's reminiscent of Darwin Cook. That's what I liked about this piece. And so he's super nice guy. He owns a comic shop. He runs a school for comics for students to become artists. And he's also an active artist as well. So
Nice.
Very nice.
So this piece, I sometimes when you're on Facebook, you go down these rabbit holes and someone knows somebody that has an opportunity and can't throw your money at someone you don't know to get you a commission. This commission took a while, but that's because it's a very popular creator. And I didn't want just one piece because this particular cover has a duo that you don't normally see. And so this is Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, wow. Kevin Eastman.
So
Nice.
I wanted Leonardo on the cover with his sword. And they charge a bit extra for the weapon. And I was
Really?
like, and can you get...
Because the sword is super hard to draw there.
Then I then asked for Batman on the back as well.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen a Kevin Eastman Batman.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I know now he's doing, variant covers here and there for Marvel for some of their stuff. One of nice Daredevil I'd like to pick up. I'm kind of surprised.
So whenever I bring a comment up, it seems to be shifting the images around.
It doesn't like you.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
But I mean, he's going to be showing up at. I'm going to Terrificon this year, so I'll be seeing him again because Mitch Halleck he runs the show. He does a great job of making it a very old school show. So you'll see a lot of creators that you don't normally see or hardly ever see. And so Kevin Eastman's going to be there, as well as almost the entire actor team from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle film. So I'm going to try to get like the adaptation signed by all of them when I get to the con. So we'll see how that goes.
Very
Yeah.
good. Just before you show your next piece, Jason, ladies and gents, just to let you know, whenever I'm bringing up comments, for some reason, it's shifting the images around on screen. So I'm not going to bring the images up. Not going to bring the comments up until we've finished each segment. So I do apologise for that. Sorry, Jason. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all good. This next piece, had I known this artist was going to be higher in price, I would have gotten a lot more done sooner. And so at the time, I thought the price I paid was a little too high, but I didn't know any better. In general, folks, if you're going to get commissions, know that the prices do go up over time. So if you think it's high now, it'll be higher later. So you can make that investment, or if you've got the free cash, do it. So in this case, I wanted a headshot because at the time that's all I could afford. And this was from a creator who had been in Marvel for many, many years, and that's Sal Buscema.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
And I think the full figure was like $250 at the time, and I said no to that.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit more than that now, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think for a headshot, sometimes his rep Catskill Comics will drop something, but that's when he feels like doing it. He's officially retired from the con circuit and signing, and commissions for that matter. But sometimes he'll have art, and he'll be like, "Here, sell it," and they're like $300 or $400 for the headshot alone.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
So this final one, what is his name? I'm bad with names lately. Sorry about that. The gentleman, Nick Barucci. There you go. He's got
Oh yeah.
Fridays on YouTube where he's selling comic book artwork of all types. He did a preview. I saw the preview. I was like, all right, let me go get on to the video. But I got there too late and they sold this piece I was looking for. I was upset. So I was like, all right, let me just take a breather. So I reached out to him. I said, do you have any more of these? And he said he did. And he sent me JPEGs via email. And of all the ones I saw, this is one that stood out to me the most. So
I remember you showing this.
And I'll tell you, it was cheaper than a Jim Lee current piece. This was $450.
Nice.
So that's one of my grails to get a sketch. But he doesn't do sketches anymore, really, does he?
Well, this is the thing. When this book came out, because if you can see, it's like numbered. Where the hell are you? It's numbered here.
Yeah.
So he did, and they varied. Some of them were like this. Some were just the eyes. Yeah. Some was just Lamont Cranston, but without the scarf and hat. So it looks like Ichabod Crane old.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you know, I mean, it had the shadow. It was on the sketch cover, but it's like I wanted something that was very evocative of the character, and I thought this was perfect. But he doesn't do sketches. But there are people that do sell his pieces like this, or what he'll normally do is he'll sketch a cover before he paints the cover, and he sells.
Yes.
So he'll sell those preliminaries, and I've seen those. I've seen interiors, not for 3-figure fees, nothing 4-figure. Like if it's a real, like a Captain America cover, then you're going 4-figure.
Yeah.
So if it's like anything from Dynamic Forces, know that it's cheaper. Anything Marvel or DC, higher.
Yeah. I'd love it. I would. I mean, he doesn't do a lot of cons anymore, does he? From what I understand, or he's got his booth there, but he doesn't really interact. I don't think.
His rep will be there. He's usually at the big cons. He himself will not be there. He used to do the circuit years ago, but I haven't seen him since. But he'll sometimes make an appearance here or there at a certain event. I know he's got an art show somewhere in Illinois where it's showcasing all of his beautiful artwork that he's done over the years. But as of now, I don't think there's any kind of signing. I mean, he's always doing covers and stuff. So
every year at San Diego Comic-Con, he has one of the nicest booths, and his artwork is just beautiful. But he's never there. You know, he just doesn't show up there at Comic-Con. He would probably get overwhelmed if he did. You know?
He'd be flooded, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he usually sell the variants that he makes for like 40. Signed, it'll be 80. And then if you want pieces that he's got for sale, you just ask for the portfolio and just see what he's got for sale. I think a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to artwork, original artwork, you're better off buying that than the similar priced Gickley kind of pieces or print canvas pieces. Like I don't there's nothing wrong with getting that, but I feel like if you're gonna spend that much, you might as well get something original.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Just before we move on, Jason, I cannot help but have my eyes drawn to that Adam West piece behind you.
Me too. I was going to ask you about that one.
This one in the corner here, or one behind?
Yeah. No, the one in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a Canadian great artist named Dan Orgill. He'll sometimes open up his commission list. He usually does it in January of the new year. He didn't do it last year. He did it the year before. And this year he opened it up. As soon as he did, I gave him a list. He asked, give me 5 characters. Like, okay, here's 5. And I asked for Adam West Batman. What I wasn't expecting was for him to add all that.
I love it. That's incredible.
I was not expecting the sound effects. I think it just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, to me, I feel like he's got a similar art style as Alex Ross in some sense. I feel like a lot of artists, what they'll do is they take inspiration from other artists and see what they can apply to their abilities and on the canvas. And so This was just a $200 piece, you know.
Stunning, absolutely stunning. Love it.
And that's just to say, you know, don't feel like you're priced out. You know, or a lot of people will work with you to give you something. You know,
Yeah.
Don't expect Jim Lee to give you something for free, considering everyone and their mother's gonna be asking for free Jim Lee. But he did do that one time. He was at a show. He was at a comic shop. It was just head. Not enough people showed up. We started doing free head sketches for people that were online. That was a few months ago.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being in that line? And just...
I wish.
Yeah. Incredible. Thank you very much, Jason. Okie dokie. Right, guys, over to me. This one is a one I picked up a little while ago. I can't remember if I've showed it off before, but it really speaks to what Rob was talking about before, about the grade detracting from the artwork. By an artist called Aaron Bartlett, who became famous when he did that Last Ronin cover a while ago. I've got a few pieces from him. I've got a great Ghost Rider, which I showed on Only Slabs the first time I was on. I got a Thor from him, which, to be fair, didn't blow us away. But then I got this one. This is Doctor Strange. Again, 8.0. So to your point, Rob, you automatically kind of become a bit fixated on that, you know. But I love the colour work. All hand painted. I just love it.
And who's the person again?
I keep forgetting his name. Aaron Bartlett.
Really nice work.
Yeah, he did that. You might have seen that Last Ronin book, issue number 1, with the kind of the surviving turtle surrounded by the ghost turtles. It went nuclear, and he became very popular. He's working for DC now. He's done some Batman work.
Oh.
But yeah, he's a lovely man, lovely guy. He's a veteran, but you know, great chap to chat with. Very friendly on Facebook and things as well. So yeah, so that's a Doctor Strange. Just really like the color work on it as well.
It's probably an 8.0 because there's something like bleed through the cover or something, and
crack it open. Crack it open. We submit
Crack it open and have a look. Yeah.
No, we submitted to CBCS art.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Get an art label on it, mate. There's a guy who's working with a UK seller called Redsters at the moment, called Alessandro Micheli. Don't know if you know him, Italian artist.
Oh yeah.
He's done some great work. I've picked up a lot of sketch covers from him. He does colour headshots for 95 English pound. So I've got a Mum Raw off him. I've got a Daredevil and a few others. This one came through the other day. This is a Beta Ray Bill. Again, I think the colour work is great. He does do, he'll do full commissions and things like that, but actually I think his headshots fill the cover, and look really, really strong. So yeah, I like that one. I like that a lot. Nice colour work on it. Nice colour work. This one I love. Got this one from Thought Bubble a little while ago. A guy who I'd never heard of before. I got 2 covers from him. I got a turtle one and this one. Called Dave Watcher. I don't know if you've heard of him. He does a book at the moment called Uncanny Valley.
Is it Wehter last name?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Good artist. Yeah. Very
lovely guy. So he was just, Thought Bubble's an interesting convention. It's quite, at times it can be quite quiet for the artists. So he did this sketch in about 2-3 hours for us, two sketch covers. I have a bit of a fetish, shall we say, a desire. I like the colour covers. So do you know when you get like a red colour, I quite like that. Mm-hmm. Spotted this one. He had a blank cover on his shelf. I had no intention of getting a sketch from him. I spotted the cover. I thought, I'll go for it. So I went for a Green Goblin on a Shadow of the Green Goblin green cover. And I think it's absolutely spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So really, really like that one.
I always worry about like getting these dark color covers and handing them to the artist and like asking them to have to like work against the color of the cover.
Yeah.
But that's great.
I think it set us off, Rob, on a bit of a path of looking for other Spider-Man color covers that work with characters. So if I get another one of these, I might get a Scorpion on it. If I get a red one, because I know there's a red cover, I'll get a Carnage or something.
That's kind of tough. It's kind of tough with the Green Goblin, but yeah, no, I have, obviously have Black Venom covers and stuff, and I've had that done, but I've had a Green Joker one actually that was done. I should say I bought it already done from Ken Hazer, but The yeah, like right now I got a couple of the Batman Adventure ones that are sitting in my thing that were done recently that are the blue, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah. I like the white work he used in this as well. I got there was a Turtles issue #1 purple cover, so I got my favorite turtle Donatello on that one as well. And it's really nice, really, really nice. So yeah, love his work. I'm hoping he's coming back to Thought Bubble because I will be getting more from him. This guy is someone I'd never heard of before, and I have to say, this is another one from Thought Bubble. I spotted this one. Just try. I've written down his name because I couldn't remember him. Hang on. Roger Landridge. Do you guys know him? He's done a lot of work on Judge Dredd, and he draws the Muppets book for Boom Studios.
He sounds familiar, yeah.
So he's sat there, very few people coming to his table. He's got all these Muppet images, and he was charging £35 for a sketch cover. So that's what, $40 or something like that. And he'd do anything you want. So I spotted him, asked him to do something for me. I then went round and told all my pals, so Von Hoot and all that lot. Everybody flooded his table because his work was just so unique and so good. So I asked him for a Muppet version of Thor, my favourite character. And he said, "What Muppet do you want?" I said, "Do whatever you want. Go wild." So he gave us a Thor Kermit
Frog. Nice.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. So I absolutely love that. He's going to be back next year. I'm definitely getting £35. It's nothing, Von Hoot got a I think he got himself as a Muppet, and it's spectacular. So yeah, just love this guy's work.
The only thing that would make this better is if it had like a little black thing coming down underneath his wrists, like going down off the page, something like
holding him up. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to get the rest of the Avengers as Muppets.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I think I'm going. My pal Charlie got Miss Piggy as Harley Quinn, and it was just amazing.
Oh.
Absolutely amazing. So yeah, this guy's work. Check him out on Instagram. Like I say, £35. I actually paid him more because I said I can't give you £35. I said that's ridiculous for the quality of the work.
So you're thinking what, Iron Gonzo?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Get that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, Rob. Actually, so this is another one from Thought Bubble Convention, and this is an artist called, and I'll murder her name, Sylvia Califano. She's an Italian artist who does Elvira. She was doing a book for a pal of mine, James Keegan, and it looked spectacular. So I asked her if she would do a book for me. She said she probably wouldn't get it finished. So I said, that's fine, no worries, just take my address and all that kind of stuff. Gave her a Mark Spears Monsters, issue #1. And she said, do you want Elvira on it? But she said it with a bit of a sigh. And I think because Elvira's her character, she wanted to do something different. So I said, look, just knock yourself out. Anything horror related, anything like that. She messaged us about a month later and said, I'm really sorry. I've taken far too long with this book, so I'm going to do a wraparound for you instead. And I was like, fine.
Okay.
Right. And this is what she sent us. So I haven't had it graded yet.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Wow.
So you can see the head. She's got the drink in.
Boy.
Blood all over. She sent us a whole host of images of this stage by stage. So I did a little short and video on it. Just watching the process was incredible.
That's so detailed.
Yeah,
I love it.
I absolutely love it. I'll get more from her, but I'll be saying I want to pay for this. Do you know what I mean?
Get your art label in there on that one, buddy.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. It's just beautiful. I love it.
That's awesome.
That's
Okie dokie, chaps. So that's our first 5 books each. Let us just.
This stuff is unbelievable, Mr. Brian Klotz. Stuff. The chat's coming over from my channel, so I'm just making
stuff. Yeah.
This stuff is unbelievable, cool. Yeah, no doubt. That is an incredible cover. Yeah.
Nice to see you, K-pop. Thank you for joining. Sorry we haven't been keeping up with the chat, guys, but we've got loads of comments. Thank you so much. Beaker as Doctor Strange. Yes. That would be pretty cool.
Well, who's gonna be your Hulk? Is it gonna be Fozzie or is it gonna have to be? Oh wait, no. What's the big Jack Muppet in Muppet in the original Muppet movies? Jack, not named Jack Job.
Yes, yeah, you could have so much fun with it, couldn't you?
Make Sam the Eagle have to be Falcon.
Yeah. Brian, nice to see you, Brian. Okay, guys, right, just before we move on to our next kind of 5, just to say we will be drawing some free comics at the end of the show. Hashtag art, stick that in the chat, hashtag art, and we'll draw from some, my giveaway boxes, not as good as Rob's, but we'll give you some comics at the end of the night. So hashtag art in the chat. And we are back. Well, before we do that, guys, I just want to touch on this very, very briefly. I've done a little video recently, which I know some of you might have seen, about fake artwork. I don't know if you've caught up with this. This is a bit of a scandal that hit, Instagram and whatnot. I bought this. This was a Jim Lee, Stan Lee signed book. It then went wild on Instagram with people saying that a certain eBay seller was forging artwork. There's loads of examples. A couple of big artists, Ryan Otley, Peach Momoko, basically came out and said, this isn't my art.
I did see that, yeah.
I spotted the name of the seller and thought, oh shit, that's who I've bought a book from. Went and had a look and got this. Not going to go into detail, but the eBay process, trying to get your money back and trying to get eBay to do something, was a disgrace. But yeah, I've since seen the original sketch cover. Someone sent us the sketch cover that he's copied this off. It just kind of piqued my interest because I've obviously been very aware of fake signatures in comic books. I'm aware of fake artwork in general. It never even crossed my mind that people would be going to this extreme to fake art on books. But it's a pretty good process, really, because as we've talked about already, the grading companies will grade the signatures. They don't grade the artwork. So if I was to send this in and it had genuine signatures and they've added the artwork later on, this, for all intents and purposes, this would come back slabbed. And it would say with artwork.
It would say verified signature.
Yeah.
Sketch on cover.
Yeah. So yeah, just very, very strange. I mean, have you guys ever had any experiences with fake artwork or anything like that?
I almost got conned recently. There's a forum on Facebook called Deal or No Deal. So you, as a seller, will post some artwork that you want to get rid of. And so you can offer a deal to the seller, and they can say deal or no deal. And if they say no deal, you continue until you and the seller come to an agreement, and the art will then be, paid for and then sent to you. So this one person had a Paulo Rivera Batman piece that I liked. And I offered a decent amount. It wasn't huge, but a decent amount. He said yes. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Considering it's Paulo Rivera, it's hard to get his art these days. And so in the process of getting this piece, they say basically the best bet is to do PayPal, friends, and family to cover yourself. So this guy, the first thing...
family won't cover you.
Well,
goods and services.
Nine goods and services. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyways, so he wanted Zelle. So that was like, okay. All right, if you want Zelle, sure.
Zero free repercussions, yeah.
That's not the first time someone's asked for Zelle. So I was like, okay. And so he sends me his info for Zelle. I get on Zelle. Suddenly, his name does not match the name that's reported on Zelle. And at that point, I'm like, okay. And then I ran it by another friend of mine, and he agreed with me. And so I was like, yeah, I'm pulling out. And then the next day, they blocked him because he was impersonating somebody with artwork. So it's like, it's out there. If there's a way to make money, people will do it. I think we all have to just be on our, do our due diligence. If you're unsure, ask a friend who's within the hobby that you really trust and relay the information to them, because sometimes when you're in it, you don't see it. And so other people who are outside of it can see it clearly. So
absolutely. And I guess that's the message I wanted to give tonight. First off, please do go check out my video. But second, we're talking about lovely artwork. Just be careful. I mean, the thing that I've learned over the last few weeks, I've been stung with a few fake signatures and items, is if a deal seems too good to be true, there's a reason for that. Do you know what I mean? All of the things I've been stung with, in hindsight, were cheap for what I was buying, and I should have known better. Do you know what I mean? So just be cautious out there.
It's always great to want to be the guy who gets that find that nobody else had, but yeah, you got to be.
I mean,
careful.
one of the things I'll add is sometimes a deal is good and is true. I mean, and I'll say that because on Heritage, I recently bought a John Byrne page that I thought was going to go for high 3 figures, maybe 4. Went for $500 and I won it.
Wow.
Meanwhile, you see these art dealers selling it for 3 times that amount. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but that's from a reputable business that's doing it on a daily basis. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, chaps, let's get back to some more positive stuff. Let's talk about some books. So, Efren, we'll start with you again.
Show us all your fakes.
Okay, yeah. This is actually, I didn't realize when I was grabbing them, like the last 3 are from the same artist. It was Livio Ramondelli. He did a bunch of them for me. This is Star Wars as a Dr. Aphra, but I asked him to put the killer droids on there for me.
Oh, yeah.
So he did this one.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, Efren, that is amazing.
There you go.
Did you say Livio Ramondelli?
Yeah, Livio did these, yeah. He does robotic covers, really well. He has a good flair for them.
Yeah. What's really great about this, I love about this here, is that the style that they did there with it is reminiscent of some of the old original prototype artwork for the classic Star Wars, the original Star Wars. When you go back and you see the concept art for R2D2 and C3PO. Yeah. It's got a little bit of the way the fingers are and some of the shape there. So it's just a little bit of reminiscent throwback of that prototype artwork and stuff, which is great.
He does incredible work. It's worth checking out as well. Me and Efren interviewed Livio. He wrote and drew his own book called Kill Lock.
Kill Lock. Yeah.
Really good book. Because Rob, I know you like sci-fi stuff. It's really interesting about robots, and it's worth checking out. Stunning, Efren. I like that one, mate.
My next one was done at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2018 by Adi Granov.
Jesus Christ. Big hitters you're pulling out here.
I got in touch with them through an email. We were, so that's how I got through to him to get it done. I didn't ask him right then and there, but I asked him to do the Wasp, but like from the 1960s. So it's basically a headshot.
Oh, wow, Efren.
I don't see much Adi Granov.
Yeah. And he was happy that he had done this because I asked him to do something different. I asked about the Wasp, and he goes, yeah, I've never done a Wasp, commission before. So I think they put a little bit more work on it when they get into it themselves. I would assume.
That's beautiful.
Do you remember how much you paid for that piece?
Gosh, it was over 400.
Okay.
That I remember. It's back in 2018, but it wasn't, it was between probably 400 and 500, somewhere around there, if I recall.
That include the grading, Efren?
No, that not include the grading.
Very
and
nice.
My next one is by Livio again. I didn't realize I grabbed a whole bunch of Livios here. I think the last 3 are from Livio. And this is a Thor one, Peter. I think you're going to like this one. I think I showed this one before to you, the Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. I love that one.
He's just a really nice guy to talk to, just very down to earth, and his pricing is not that bad. Between the $200 $300 range for his commissions,
So Livio, I mean, you're right. He's an absolute gem, and I know you're into your Transformers at the moment, Rob. Livio did me 2 sketch covers, but I also sent him out the Transformers the movie Steelbox because he did the cover artwork for it. So he signed it for us and things like that. But if you can get the Steelbox, it's all his work, and it's absolutely amazing. It's phenomenal.
Well, I have a Livio sketch, and it is literally not today because it's literally the worst Livio Ramondelli sketch ever because I asked him to include a human with the robot.
Yeah, doesn't do humans,
and the human does not look good at all.
Yeah.
Next one is the New Mutants. I asked him to do a Sentinel for me.
Oh, I love that one.
I like this boxed look, framing it. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's
I like this one. And
it makes it look like he's coming up out of the book.
That's very cool.
And my last one, it's again by Livio. I didn't realize I grabbed them all. I didn't see them. I just grabbed a whole bunch of them there. But this one he did of the Star Wars Bounty Hunters.
Oh wow!
Nice.
What's that? I don't recall that character's name.
IG-88.
IG88, yeah.
Assuming it's the original one versus the one from the Mandalorian, which would be IG-11.
Yeah. So he just really does these well, so yeah.
What I love is the fact that you can build a theme around that title if you want to get those old bounty hunter characters or JSA or JLA. So.
Yeah. The poor bastard that you asked to draw a Dengar, though.
And that's the last one, Peter.
Sorry, that was your last one.
That's the last one. That's 5. Yeah. I can do more like Rob does. I can grab some more,
Hey,
we'll do another show. Rob, what we'll go?
I cheat, but that's okay.
It's all right.
Because
all right. You're allowed.
Because this first one is the non-slabbed one. This is one of the flippin' most amazing pieces I've ever received. Unsolicited community commission. All right, so is it really a commission if I didn't solicit it? I guess not. Piece of art, sketch cover from all the way from across the pond. The incredible Magic Badger had done this.
Wow.
Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, Ultra Magnus for me, knowing my love of Transformers. And just absolutely incredible. I love this piece so much. So anytime I get a chance to show off for DVH, his daughter, I am happy to, because Magic Badger killed it with this book. I didn't even realize when he sent it to me that this was Badger's work until I'm reading the card and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's a freaking Badger did that. Holy cow. It's so good. Thank you so much. DVH now can clip this piece and send it to Badger, or when Badger gets home, let her see it, because
fantastic.
I absolutely adore it. So this is why I was allowed to cheat.
Absolutely. We'll allow it. I'm off. Stunning piece.
Going to a gentleman who's helped us out with Comics Curing Cancer a couple of years. And I met for the first time at a little local East Bay Comic-Con here, itty bitty little place. And I had a conversation with him and started talking about sci-fi books and different things. And I decided, dude, I'd love to would you do an Adam Strange for me?
Oh yeah.
And he goes, absolutely, love Adam Strange, whatnot. So he kills it.
God.
This is a white cover. So he gets all this stuff with all the Starfield stuff. And then he goes, oh, by the way, is it all right if I do a wraparound?
Is that with like a spray paint kind of thing? I'm trying to.
It's just paint. He was doing at the time. He's doing more artwork now, but at the time he was doing a lot of his main job was doing art restoration.
Oh,
so he was working with museums and stuff and doing art restoration, and then on the side doing some of this stuff. And so he's done some pieces with us for Comics Curing Cancer, including last year's art book, and I believe he did a piece for this year's art book too. Spoiler, but yeah, this is absolutely love this piece. This is just
insane, absolutely insane. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's incredible sometimes, isn't it, when you get a commissioned cover, and there are times, some of the ones you guys have shown off tonight, where you look at them and you think, I wouldn't guess that that's a commission. I would think that's a proper, just a standard printed comic book. It's that detailed and that perfect.
And these are like, he took some extra time, but like recently when I'm talking to him and stuff, and it's like he's he's recently had his entire Instagram hacked and some other stuff. So now he's got getting a hold of him is super difficult. I was very fortunate that for this year's art book, actually, that's right, because this year's art book, we hadn't gotten we were coming up on our deadline and we hadn't received his thing yet. And I fortunately had his email and was able to reach out to him, and he goes, oh yeah, my IG got hacked and I lost control of it. And then his dad died. And it was just like, some of these guys, they really have the artist's tragedy story, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's just, oops, I just put that back. But what you're saying is absolutely true, because that happened with this book. This is another gentleman who's done pieces for us for Comics Curing Cancer. I love to support some of the stuff that I get. is I find them first for commissions for myself, and then we talk to them about doing work for Comics Curing Cancer, or because they do stuff for Comics Curing Cancer, I like to go back and throw some paid artwork their way. This is one, actually, I've had several pieces from this gentleman. He's now doing a lot of stuff with Dynamic Forces, actually. His name gentleman is Dan Needlinger, and he'll be at Heroes Con. He does some really impressive photorealistic stuff as well as the cartoon stuff. But I saw this on his eBay store of all things, and I saw it was, oh my God, that's amazing. So I reached out to him because I had his contact. Said, hey, off eBay, and so
oh wow,
bang.
Yeah, that's incredible.
He's also I was really tough to decide which book to show because he did this one, but I also have a Dick Tracy from him that's in a very classic Dick Tracy cartoon, 50s style that was real. It's also one of my favorites as well, but that he's done. But yeah, Dan does great work. Just incredible. Everything from the photorealistic stuff of people like, Darth Maul and stuff I've seen recently to the cartoon stuff. He's just phenomenal.
And that's a good point that you mentioned, where instead of buying it from eBay, just contact them. That'll save you a lot of money.
It's maybe something for us to chat about outside of the show, guys, and then we can share it on Instagram, because one of the things I was going to ask you about is how you find these artists and how you get in touch with them. So one of the artists I'm going to show off in a bit, I know me and Jason have talked about, Mike Perkins.
Paddles wants to see the Dick Tracy now.
Grab it if you got it. But
it's not easy. Oh, maybe while you guys are showing stuff.
Getting in touch with some of the artists sometimes is a nightmare. So I've bought 2 pieces from one artist. I've contacted him on eBay. I've messaged him on Instagram. I've direct messaged him on post, and I'm getting nothing back.
Yeah. So you got to remember, some of those guys, they're public figures. Some of them will get so many messages, and Instagram especially is not. We all know it's not the greatest messaging platform, and like you'll see it, maybe you'll read it, and then like you go on about your business, and that thing's lost if you get a lot of messages and stuff. So. Sometimes it's persistent. Sometimes it's luck of draw. It helps, especially Instagram, if you've never communicated that person and you're not already following them and they're following you back. The messages can be difficult to see sometimes and stuff. So sometimes it's a little bit of a luck of a draw. Sometimes it's some hunt and peck. Sometimes it's like, Instagram is often my first, but sometimes it's also looking. Okay, do they have their own website? How do they, on their website? What is their contact method? Sometimes you're going through a rep. Sometimes, and then sometimes they got a web page, but that web page hasn't been updated in 7 years, and God only knows, and you just kind of got to give up. But
I think what we might do, chaps, if you're up for it, if we share some different artists that we like or recommend from Instagram, I'll stick them in the description of the video, and we can post it and get people to see some attention to them.
So there is a gentleman that started recently doing some independent stuff for like Radiant Black and some of that type of stuff that I got connected through Team Ohana Comics. And I reached out to him and had him do a commission for us. I said, hey, I'm doing these Spider-Man Rogues. Can you do, I gave him a list of characters. He goes, oh, can I do Kraven the Hunter?
Right.
I said, sure. And then he said, would you like some color? And he goes, oh, you want some color? I said, sure. And this is a sub $200 commission.
Yeah.
And he comes back. I was like, yes.
Yeah. Incredible.
Wow.
Is this done at a convention? Did you say?
No, this was one of those ones where I reached out ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah.
And had it done ahead of time. Yeah. So.
Yeah. You can tell the difference.
Yeah. And then actually I reached out ahead of time. I got to the convention. It wasn't ready. He said, I'll have it tomorrow. I went Saturday, talked to him. Oh, I don't have it. I'll have it tomorrow. I went Sunday. Oh, I don't have it. Can I get it to you by mail? Yeah, sure. So,
I mean, what can you say? No.
Well, yeah, you can say, give me my money back. And, what's it's fine. I don't want them rushed either. So.
Yeah.
Chris Campana.
Yeah.
Spider-Man fame and stuff, right? Done some great. He's worked with us for Comics Curing Cancer as well. I've had a couple from him, but this one last Heroes Con last year, I gave him a blank. He screwed up, but he found another blank and did it, which worked out better. I asked him again, my Spider-Man rogues, can we do a Mysterio?
Oh, mate.
And I was so glad. Now, in hindsight, I'm so glad that the cover I gave him got screwed up, because what I gave him was like just some Spider-Man. I don't even know what Spider-Man it was, but it was not really a Mysterio related in any way. Boom. And yeah, well, Ultimate Spider-Man #1 doesn't have it, but I had no idea, obviously, back here, how much Mysterio looks to be playing into the Ultimate Spider-Man comics series. If you're reading it, spoilers. And so I'm super excited now, especially to have that Mysterio on there. Just awesome.
That's really nice. I have
like the little cloud work, smoke work.
He's supposed to be going to Terrificon as well, so I might pick something up from him.
Yeah, he's great. I love him.
Rob Midland's just asking who's the artist on that Mysterio.
Chris Campana.
Chris Campana.
Yeah, and he does stuff.
Yeah. And another question for you, Rob. Sorry.
Yep.
When submitting to CBS, do you need to specify art instead of grade, or will they?
Yeah. So when you're filling out the submission form, what will populate by default once you enter in, like in this case, you just populate Ultimate Spider-Man, blah blah blah. It's going to populate by default as modern in the right hand side, and you can click the drop down and you can change it. There's an option to select to art, and then you'll instantly see the grading fee part go away, and it becomes like instead of being like $19, $20 is what it drops down to like $12 or something.
Okay.
And then you add on your signature verification and watch it shoot up to 45.
You're converting his mind, Rob. I've got a pile of books I was about to send to CGC, but I might go for art instead.
Last book, I swear.
Until
I go dig out the Dick Tracy. Right. This book I got last year. This is absolutely one of my favorite, most fun books I picked up, and the most I've ever paid for a sketch cover commission. This one was cost me $450, and I like old sci-fi. I like robots. I like Bubblehill. I like all this stuff. I like the old Gold Key Magnus Robot Fighter, and I had tried to get like Magnus Robot Fighter fighting a Transformer before. That's the one that Livio did. Yeah. Magnus looks like garbage, and part of it might be the scale difference between him and a Transformer. But so I went back. I got it myself another Magnus Robot Fighter blank. And I remembered Magnus Robot Fighter. If you looked at the old Gold Key stuff, he's basically wearing this red tunic, white leather boots, everything else, white gloves. Well, there's a character on Futurama. That Brannigan, that wears the same basic tunic. And so we got him fighting Bender on a Magnus Robot Fighter.
That's cracking. I love that. That is very good. Very good.
That's
man. So it was quite a joy talking to him about this one, and just absolutely fabulous. This was one from Heroes Con.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Rob. Superb books as usual. Von Hoot is saying, I don't care how much that costs, it's worth it. Absolutely. Yeah. Prefer the art grade. Grades take away from the quality of the piece of artwork. I think you're right. I think I'm going to start doing that. Okay, Jason, what we got, bud?
I got
show us something. Oh,
so this first book.
I'm going to go look for Dick Tracy, but put him back up.
It doesn't seem to like it when I've got you on screen, Jason. For some reason, it jumps around.
Maybe because it knows I'm a New Yorker. Who knows?
Yeah.
So this first piece I picked up was through a comic shop that I follow on Instagram. The comic shop is called Zap Comics. They're out in New Jersey. They have 2 locations, and they're always showcasing the books that they're selling. Some of it is, regular comics. Others are some Silver Age beauties, and then sometimes they get a CGC piece. And so this one stuck out to me, and as soon as I saw it and the price, I not only freaked out, I immediately called them up by phone.
Yeah.
Said, I want this piece. Is it still available? They said yes. I'm like, tell me, what do I need to do? Give me your email. Send them my email. They gave me a PayPal invoice, paid it off. And I don't know if you can see it, because
Oh, wow, yeah. Superman.
this is Superman, but with a remark by Jim Lee. You can't
Wow.
see it because,
Yeah, no, I can see it, mate. I can see it. That's incredible.
and it's signed by Jim Lee and the creative team. So that would be Sinclair and William.
Very jealous. Very, very jealous. That's stunning.
And something like this right now through CGC is like, I think, double what I paid for, which was $2.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the price. I don't know if they realized or not, but as soon as I saw the price and what it was, and this is my first Jim Lee piece. When I get the image back again, I'll right?
Stunning. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's incredible, mate. Incredible. I would love a Jim Lee piece. I had a one for a short period of time and then I didn't. But yeah.
Too expensive, man. I just shake my head every time I see his pricing. I was like, dang. But he's getting, obviously people are doing it though,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a pricing of I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
So, and I got too much to do. So I'm going to price at a point which limits how many people engage you so that you can actually manage the quantities. And he's still probably getting way more than he asks that he can handle. So,
Oh, yeah. Incredible.
has Jim Lee ever drawn Hasselhoff?
That Hoff Hobbies is a bit of a David Hasselhoff fan.
Nice.
So
The Hoff.
So the second piece I picked up, they didn't have a sketch cover for this character, so I asked the artist to scribble out the last part of the character's name and put their full name in there. And so this is a piece by Justin Mason, and it's Spider-Punk.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So what he did was I asked for him to scribble out man and put in punk.
That's very cool.
I purchased
That's very punk rock.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much. And this was, I think it was $250 for a bust. So
Nice.
That's lovely. Yeah, that is very cool. Very cool.
And it was at New York Comic Con. I got there, I think, on a Friday, and by Saturday afternoon, I was ready to pick up. Took a photo with him, and very nice guy. Very nice guy. Loves the art that he does, and extremely talented. And then now his rep, forget about it. It's a lot higher. So this next piece, I knew the artist was showing up at New York Comic Con, but for a booth, for a small title company. And so I reached out to him ahead and asked if he can do a commission on a blank that I can mail to him. He said, sure, sent the payment. And then I met him at the show and it was done. Wish I took a photo with him, but it is a piece of Batman by none other than Scott McDaniel.
Oh, nice.
So I thought it was just going to be this, but apparently he couldn't see.
Wow.
When
I love when these guys decide to do it right.
I like a surprise like that. So
That's great, isn't it?
and I like his artwork.
Yeah.
Like early on, I didn't. It wasn't until he started working on like Nightwing, because I felt like I don't know. I think the inks and his art line work was just a little like I had to understand what I was looking at. I don't know, but later on, I dug it a lot, and so that's why I picked up that piece.
Very nice.
So this artist isn't really well known. He's mainly he works on animation, and he'll sometimes show up at conventions to sell his sketches and artwork and stuff. His name is Jerry Gaylord. Jerry, he's got a nickname, and it's called the Franchise Gaylord. And so what he does is amazing pieces. And so one of the pieces I wanted him to do was on a blank Batman cover of Batman and Robin, but old school. And he killed it. This is my...
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then
I like that.
Got a nice little 3D look to it almost.
Yeah.
Got some good depth.
yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Great art.
The Robin, I think, just jumps out, doesn't it? It's really cool.
It's a great depth of field look.
Yeah.
it reminds me of Carmine Infantino, that classic Batman and Robin where they're on the rooftop kind of
Yeah.
jump.
That's incredible. Love it.
So this final one, I got back in 2012. At the time, it was the most I spent on a piece. It was $300. And I was nervous because I found this opportunity through a CGC forum. They were taking commissions, and that was the price. And it would take some time because this artist has a tendency to take a while to get things done. So I was taking a chance with sending this hard-earned $300 to this stranger I didn't know. And it came back later, but I mean, that's to be expected from this artist because he puts everything into it, and that's Wolverine by Arthur Adams.
I always wanted to get an Arthur Adams commission.
If I were through CGC, get the $500 one. I want to get another one, but I'm going to probably get either Thing or Doctor Doom on a Fantastic Four blank. That's the idea that I'd like to go with, because in my opinion, he does a wonderful job with like monsters, and
Yes.
so it's like or gnarly guys like this one. But yeah, I was very happy when this came in. I wasn't expecting it also, and now a piece like this would probably be high four figures. Because he does five figure. Oh, he does three. He does a $500 headshot, but it's still good. It's not going to be detailed with the background and stuff.
He's just got such a unique style. As soon as you see an image, you know who it is, don't you? From Arms, you know what I mean? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Lovely. Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you. Rob, do you want to show with that dictionary?
Got it?
It's very simple, just very basic.
Nice. Yeah. I love it.
That's really
Love
good.
it.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's a great series as well. I don't know if you've read it. It's a great series.
Yeah. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, come on, buddy. I need that. And he goes, oh, I already sold it. He says, I can do another one similar. And so this is the other one. So now it would be great. And actually, now that I think in hindsight, I should have asked him, could he be talking into his watch?
Yeah.
Whatever. It would have been great. But still, it's awesome.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Joe Staten actually worked on that too. He worked on the title.
Yep. He'll tell you every single time you talk to him, too.
Okay, last couple from me, gents. So this is by an artist called Casey Parsons, who's done a fair bit of work. I think he did a lot of the Marvel trading cards recently, and he did a book. He's done some sketch covers for... I showed it on your channel, Rob. Haha, #1. He did a Donald Trump dressed as a clown image.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which I absolutely loved. So I had that book, and he was coming to a con, Thought Bubble again, and I was going to get that book signed. So I took it to sign. It's fair to say I don't think he's a particularly well-known artist, so there wasn't many people around his table. And I had a flick through some of his work. Looked amazing. And I asked him if he would do as a Thor. Now, I don't think he had a lot of work that day because he spent a long time on it, but it absolutely paid off. So this was just absolutely stunning. Came back at 9.8, so I was pleased about that, but absolutely beautiful. When I went back to him on a couple of occasions, do you know when you can tell an artist's having fun? He was enjoying it, and he kept saying to us, no, I want to put more detail in here, I want to do this. Do you mind coming back? And I was like, no, crack on. You can have it all day if you want. I don't care.
We've already come to a price, by all means.
Exactly,
Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. I just love it. It's not shown up very well, but the lightning on it is like a white paint on it.
Oh, nice.
So it really stands out. Classic Thor. Just absolutely love that one. Now, I've shown this one recently as well. This is the artist I was talking about recently, saying that I'm struggling to get in touch with him. Guy called Mike Perkins, who works for Marvel. Did this. Absolutely loved it. This was ridiculously cheap on eBay. It's a comic shop in the UK that always seems to get incredible sketch covers from a handful of artists. So Mike Perkins seems to sell them a lot of stuff, as does Charlie Adler, who did The Walking Dead. I think the artists are local to the comic shop, and they go in and they just sketch for them. So they seem to have a good relationship with them. Trying to get in touch with Mike has been like pulling teeth, because I want a whole host of monster sketches based on this.
Yeah.
I did manage to check out again the same seller on eBay, and they were doing a non-graded piece by the gentleman of a werewolf. So I picked it up. I just love his style. I love the kind of the rain style. I've had a look on his Instagram. A lot of his artwork, regardless of the character, is in this kind of style. This storm kind of. Look,
it takes a lot of effort. Goes into these. Yeah,
I think it's stunning, mate. I really do. So I'm going to get this one graded. I'm trying to get a copy of. I've got a copy of Blank Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm going to get Frankenstein from all the current Universal monsters line. Sure. And going to try. That's why I'm trying to get in touch with them, because I want to do as a Frankenstein, Invisible Man, and all that.
Yeah, I have a Frankenstein and a Mummy Blank right now that I'm waiting for the right artist.
Okay.
Again, I may have showed this one before. This is again another one from Thought Bubble. This is by Alvaro Bueno, the guy who does Nice House on the Lake. So it's a Venom sketch. I love his kind of monster style. Got this one at Thought Bubble. Really lovely chap. This was quite pricey, but I think it was worth it. But yeah, lovely book.
Wait, what do you define as quite pricey? North or south of £300?
Actually, I think because a company called, I don't know if you guys have heard of Scott's Collectibles.
Yes.
So they were kind of representing them. So they graded the book and everything for you. I think it was around about $250. But it was the first time I'd bought. This is my first real official sketch cover, so it felt pricey at the time.
Yeah.
But in reality, now it's I would pay more.
It's pretty much right now. I mean, there's a big jump in the last 18 months. I mean, as artists have had to adjust to inflation and demand and everything else. So, but
Batman's just saying, I noticed that on his website, mate. He's not. Again, I don't know why he keeps jumping around. Mike Perkins
now it wants to go to
now it wants to go to Jason. Yeah, Mike Perkins not currently taking commissions. I noticed he's not doing that on his webpage, mate. I don't know. I think he's coming to Thought Bubble. I'm sure Tim Hobgoblin got him to do a sketch of Swamp Thing at Thought Bubble last year, so I'm hoping he's there again. Now, this is a chap. I saw this one on eBay. I don't know if he's done any other work in comics or anything like that. Guy called Greg Kirkpatrick. You know Greg? Yeah. I just spotted him on eBay and I thought, that can't be right. It was a stack of Mighty Thor books. Jane Foster Thor. I think I got about 5 issues of the kind of the first run of it. And there was a sketch cover by this guy in it for £35. And I thought, well, I'll have that. I cannot not have that. I just love it. So £35 for a nice sketch. So I jumped on that one. And then the last one is a recent pickup, which was directed to us by Jason, a guy called Des Taylor. He's got a great site called Des Pop Art. Does really interesting kind of DC bombshell covers and things. Got a load of Avengers. This was a black and white sketch, and I messaged him and said, could you slap a bit of colour on it for us? And he said, absolutely. This was, again, under £100. I got Flash, I got a Batman, and I got a Hawkeye.
Nice. I want that.
So again, just the colour work on it, the imagery. I love his kind of cartoon style, you know. So yeah, I just
not quite sure why he's holding that one arrow that way. That's not.
I was about to say that.
In his mouth,
wait, or how's he even? Oh, is it in his mouth? Okay.
In his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to say, how the hell is he even holding it? Actually, but as somebody who taught archery, I'm just like trying to figure out how did it.
I didn't realize you taught archery, Rob.
Years ago, yeah. So that's my sketches, guys. Listen, this has been really interesting. We'll have to do this again. That's been great fun. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gents, thank you so much to everybody that's been watching. We've had about 40 people watching, which is great for my little channel. Before we start moving on, just a reminder: #art in the comments, and we will give away some comic books before we go. Von Hoot dropping a £5 gift. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that, bud. Really do appreciate it. Efren, what have you got coming up on your channel, mate?
I was supposed to do Up on Comics this week, but I'm not. So I'm gonna try to do it in 2 weeks. It's gonna start mainly focusing a little bit more on San Diego Comic-Con is coming up next month. So I'll be doing some videos. We usually go downtown beforehand, show what's going on, and maybe I'll go live, when I'm at San Diego Comic-Con, and just having fun with my videos,
Good stuff.
and hanging out with Peter as much as I can. Yeah.
Good stuff. We've got a show on Tuesday, which I'll mention in a minute. Rob, what about I'm loving your slabs video line, mind. That's really good fun. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, so I mean, I still got the Monday mail call where I'll be unboxing stuff that comes in. Then Thursdays, I decide, I had to, believe it or not, after years of doing this, I just can't afford necessarily to keep ordering so much stuff that I got 2 days worth of unboxings constantly. So it was a nice break. Finally, a bunch of people had said that there was an interest in me going back through my slabs. And since I got 1,100 plus of them, it could take us a little bit, but so 12 slabs at a time. On Thursdays, we go through on only my slabs and take a look at some of the books that are in there. Right now, we've only in the fifth. There's a 6th episode will be next week. So we're still very early, and most of them are kind of like in the order in which I collected them for the most part. So there's a lot of weird stuff from your early days, your early days of collecting books where you go, really? You thought that was a good idea to get that graded? But it's fun nonetheless. They still have the stories that mean something to me. So we'll do that. No only slabs next week because I'll be at Heroes Con. But we'll be back the following Saturday with Sal's Comic Corner. Of course, I also pop up later on. I'll probably be on Spidey's channel tonight. Spidey's Outback, and on Fridays I'm usually hanging out with the low grades over on the low grades channel.
Yeah, spot on. Lots going on. And Jason, how about yourself, mate? Have you got anything coming up?
I posted a video for a signing I was part of. I was able to attend in my neighborhood with Lou Ferrigno. That was pretty cool. That I just posted today on YouTube. And then next week, Paul Pope is doing an art show in New York City. And it's opening, I want to say on Thursday, so I'll be there at the opening. I'll be checking that out, see if I can see him. And it's the same spot where they did Mike Mignola's show last year, right before New York Comic Con. And I just found out that they're supposed to be doing a new show at that same venue with Mike Mignola in 2026. So I'm going to do some video there, and then I'll probably post it the following week. So.
Fantastic.
I would see DJ Lynx's video for the.
I did, yeah. It was really
good. We got Lou Ferrigno to sign the Comics Curing Cancer art book with the Hulk on the cover, and we're going to have one copy of that available at Comics Curing Cancer.
Nice. He's one of my bucket lists. I have to say, I'd love him to come over to the UK. He was meant to come a couple of years back, and he couldn't make it for some reason.
Super nice.
I've got a lovely UK edition photo cover of an old 80s Incredible Hulk magazine that I'm desperate to get him to sign in a luminous green. So yeah, I'd love to meet the guy. Phil's just saying, thanks for this, boys. It's convinced me to spend thousands of pounds on art and commissions. I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, absolutely are. I have to point out, guys, I get some interesting characters on my channel. This chap's always great. This is Starmer Sutra. This is our Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. So as soon as he turns up, we'll then get a flurry of other ex-Prime Ministers. So we've got Rishi's Math Club, and Liz Truss will pop up in a minute talking about pork.
Oh, no, she was already there.
Oh, she is. Have I missed Liz? Is she?
She said this comic would really help promote her pork market.
There we go. Tremendous. Okay. So on my channel, guys, just a little push. I have got memberships available on the channel now. Please do consider having a look at that. It all helps. Load of videos.
Trademark infringing, are you, with the G-Force?
Yeah, just a touch. The people want to call it. People. Chris Bell in the chat. Keep pushing. There you go. Keep pushing us to change the name to G-Spots. I'm not sure YouTube will let us do that. Few videos out at the moment. My favourite Spider-Man.
Maybe the G-Spotters.
G-Spot. Yeah. I've got a few reviews. The Killer of Killers Predator. Superb. I know a couple of you guys know. Jason, you've seen the Killer of Killers, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, cracking. Ballerina, John Wick, enjoyed that. And I finally watched Craven. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tuesday's show is our Year in Geek, and we're looking at 1985. All the comic books, cartoons, movies, and various interesting things that happened in the world of geek in 85. So join me on Tuesday night for that. Right, let's just share this. We've got 24 entries. Good luck, everybody. Let's see who is taking home some comic books tonight. We're shipped internationally, and our winner tonight is...
This guy,
Lewis Cross. Congratulations, Lewis. Drop us a line on Instagram and we shall send you these books. So, Lewis, you will get 5 comics from the box, but also going to give you this. So we are talking about commissions. So I'm going to give you a commission cover. Let's just make myself big. That's Jason. Loves you tonight, Jason. So this is a sketch by, I mentioned the artist's name earlier. This is, my mind's gone blank. Guy who did Walking Dead.
Charlie Adler.
Charlie Adler, yeah. Charlie Adler. Funny story about this. I've had a number of sketches from Charlie at Thought Bubble. I went and asked for him to do this, handed him the sketch cover, and he literally looked at us like I was the worst person in the world. And he said, "You're not going to make us draw a friggin' robot, are you?" And I was like, yeah.
yes,
Yeah, I was. And he went, well, why the hell would you want a robot? And he basically grumbled for about 10 minutes as he drew Optimus Prime for us. So he wasn't very happy. But nice little sketch cover. So this will go with your books tonight, just as a little thank you for watching. Nice Charlie Adler sketch of Optimus.
Because you don't want it anymore because he get grumbled.
Because he scared us. He upset us.
Yeah.
Right, Efren, tell us where you want a book from.
Stop.
Okay. Rob.
there's good.
There's good.
Can't see. We can't see anything anyway, so it's all.
Yeah, I'm just picking anything I want. Jason.
He's only got 5 books there, and he's just pulling it.
Just
pretending.
they're all the same ones. Yeah.
Right there.
Right there. The problem is, you see, it's a long box rather than a short box, so it kills me bloody arm. I'll pick one. I think that's whack. Right. So you have got the sketch cover, as we just mentioned. Teen Titans 21, first appearance of Brother Blood, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, first appearance of Brother Blood. We just talked about this one. This is a shiny, so don't get too excited. Foil reprint of Secret Wars. First appearance of the black costume. Quite nice. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Battle Files. Not sure on that one. And a little bit of a minor key. This is Marvel Comics Presents 72. Start of the Weapon X series. Weapon X story. So there we go. So drop us a line on Instagram and we'll get those books to you within the next few days. Chaps.
Peter.
Yes.
Spin it again.
Spin it. Oh, I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? Hang on. Can we spin it again?
Pull it up. Yeah, you should be able to. Just tell it to bring it back
Oh, there.
up.
Draw again. Draw again. Hang on.
Yeah.
There's just...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hang on a second, Rob. I'm trying to find the right button. There we go. Right. Oh, we're ready. We shall spin it again. I didn't realize you could draw it again, actually. That's nice and easy.
Yeah, you can tell it to also eliminate the person who won the first time automatically.
Ah, right. Very cool. Papa
Papa Wheelie. Perfect.
Tremendous. Tremendous.
That's
That's great.
Papa Wheelie.
It's nice for me. I only have to ship to the US on it. I was afraid I was going to be shipping to the UK here.
Papa Wheelie,
All right.
congratulations. Rob.
All right,
What we got?
my friend.
Stop.
Front, back, or both?
Front.
Okay. Then you get to do one more then. You're each pulling 2.
Okay. Stop.
Front and back.
Do the back this time.
All right. Pete.
Dead center. There. Yeah.
Front, back, or both?
Both.
Jason.
Stop. Both.
Oh, son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You're not supposed to give away this book on my when it's not on my channel. Shit. Oh my God. I tell you, I was looking forward to Chris having to freaking have a coronary on this one.
We've got another giveaway as well, Rob, just whilst you're sorting the books.
Toledo.
Liz Trust is giving away a sausage. Thank you very much, Liz. It's appreciated.
All right. Well, Papa, congratulations are coming. First up, we have Age of
nice.
Apocalypse, The Chosen.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
We've got X-Men Classic number 3. The
I
border
love those
cover.
borders. Love those borders.
Right.
Nice.
We've got Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 1, the current run, issue number 1. This is the 1-in-25 ratio, the first appearance of Reem.
Nice. We've got Rob the Reeking in. He's asking you to just send the books straight to him.
This is Batman 0 Year issue 21. This is the first appearance. Oh my God, the name is escaping me of the character who becomes the Signal.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the character all of a sudden, but it's his first appearance before he becomes the Signal. He's not even named in there. It's his just first appearance. I think he's named later on. We've got Jungle Action 15.
Oh, nice. That's a nice.
This
one.
is
I like that.
the first appearance of Salamander Cruel. And Papa's not probably going to like this book, but he should nonetheless. One of the greatest covers ever to, in my opinion, to make its way to Only Slabs. It's one of the ones that made me rush out and get mine. Chris, go get his. Probably the greatest Aquaman cover of all times.
Oh, lovely.
Aquaman
Oh,
issue 42. The second appearance of Black Manta, but just the way the trade dress, everything done, classic movie poster style, kind of creature feature almost esque, using the trade dress in the design. Nick Cardy, just flipping insane. Duke Thomas, thank you very much, Sal. Yeah, so there you go. The fact that this came out and that poor Chris didn't get to have a coronary watching it live is sad in its own right. This is the kind of crazy crap I give away on Only Slabs. So if you've never seen my show on Saturday, guess what?
I mean, really, this is good for Chris because he doesn't get to see that book go away, does he? So it's better for his health that he's
maybe.
Yeah,
I need to get that issue. I like that cover.
It is without a doubt, absolutely. It was the very first Aquaman book I ever picked up. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Stunning book. Lovely. Thank you very much, Rob. Popper, if you get in touch with Rob, you will get those books to you.
I have Papa's information.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Other winner, apologies, I forgot who it was, but if you drop me a line on Instagram, I'll get those books out to you straight away. Gents, this has been great fun. We've had lots of interaction from the chat. Lots of people watching. We'll have to do it again. We'll have to do it again at some point. I've got plenty more books to show. I'm sure you guys have as well. So yeah, let's plan to do it again in the future.
Yeah, send me some of that sausage there, Trust, because I got a big cookout coming up in next month, and I need lots of sausage for the cookout.
Yeah, see, this is the quality viewership I get. This is superb. Thank you. I mean, Liz Truss was ex Prime Minister. I presume you know this. She's the lady that
the whole world knows, of course. I mean,
yeah. And then she emigrated. Well, I think she moved to support your American politics for a while for some reason, didn't she? She seemed to be hanging around with Farage and whatnot for a while. Anyway, good old Liz. Thank you very much. Do appreciate you stopping by. With that, guys, we will call it a night. Thank you so much to everybody that's watched tonight. Really do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for taking part, and we'll catch you all next time. Take care. Bye.
The curtains close. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your whack.